Hi Smits, thank you so much for joining me today and being here. So I haven't filmed one of these videos in quite some time, and I finished a lot of items and I thought I would share with you what I have completed so far. Unfortunately, none of these are blocked. I feel like it's going to take forever to dry in this Tokyo humidity if I started blocking things. So yes, let's start off with this one here. I believe I mentioned it, but I'm not 100% sure. It is by, yes, I did mention it, I remember now. It's called the Bokua Scarf. It's kind of like a bandana style, and I ran out of the yarn, so I just used the remaining yarn from this shawl, and then I just, yeah, finished it off here. This was a very quick knit because this yarn is just so pretty. This is from the maker, the dyer here in Japan, called UandI Yarn. And so this end I used some yarn items from a homespun house. I support her through the Patreon, and she sends the minis every month. So this part here, well, I knew originally when I started this scarf that I wouldn't have enough. Let me put this aside. Sorry if it's a little bit distracting. So I knew right off the bat that I did not have enough of this yarn, but I still wanted to create this pattern. It's just a perfect size for just around the neck and to just tie it off. Sometimes I find the AC a bit too cold, especially if you're sitting indoors for long periods of time. Just to wrap this around the neck is perfect, and I think it's probably really nice for the autumn season as well. But yes, I do need to block it, so that's why you see these edges kind of curling in. But I think it will be really nice once that is blocked. It's very, very colorful, and like I mentioned in the other video, I think it would be really nice with just like a denim shirt or some sort. I think I have a denim, yes I do. So yeah, I think I will wear that. I will wear that and then wrap this around my neck, and I think that will be very cute. So there's that first finished object. I still need to weave in the ends, you'll see here. I think a lot of the projects I tend to weave in the ends after I block them, just so that I have that kind of buffer space or buffer yarn. Next is the Muscle Burrow Hat. I'm so happy to finish it. I talked about it and I was so worried that it was going to be way too big, but it's perfect. And actually, I should have, this is not a full skein. I wanted it to be shorter because I didn't want to have the brim. But I think I should have knit it just like a tad, like a centimeter more maybe, because it fits me okay, but my kids want it. Both of my kids want it. So I might, like for my daughter, if you pull the brim up, it fits perfectly on her. And for my son, if you just have the brim down, it fits perfectly on him, and it fits me as well, but it's just a tad short. So I was thinking of like blocking it and kind of stretching it out a bit. But if my kids want it, I think I'll just give it to them instead and make, actually I'll show you what I'm working on a little bit later, but I am working on another one, and that one is I think for my daughter. I do have these little spaces that I need to kind of fix up. But yeah, I think I want to block it first and then fix these little holes. But the yarn is very, very pretty, very squishy, and it's from Irodori Yarn. I have her yarn. She's also a maker in Japan, and I'm using her yarn for the other project that I will share with you soon. But yes, this is just a fingering weight yarn, and I think I used a 3.5 millimeter circular needle. So there's that one there. I finished a couple of socks, and I think the reason I did more socks is because of this humidity and heat. These are both not blocked, and I don't have sock blockers unfortunately, but I think it's okay. This one I used from a maker called Piciknit, and she had like in her shop she had like it's called a cake set. So she has the main color and then these two kind of sub colors. Available as a set, so I purchased that and knit these up. And this is the first time I tried the shadow wrap heel, and I really like how quick compared to this one. I feel like I have to, like with this shadow wrap heel, I'll look at the instructions and then I can pretty much keep going with it, whereas this I always have to refer to it, and I'm not fond of having to pick up stitches on the edge. I know it takes time. I just started knitting last year. It's been about a year now. Yes, about a year. I started last year, June, and I just want to get to the point where I don't have to refer to just like the pattern paper. I just want to have it in my head, and I can just pick up a set of needles and yarn and just start knitting socks. And yeah, this pair is part of the summer sock camp, and this one I think I started before the summer sock camp, so this one is not included, but I really like the color. This one is also from the UandI yarn, and I'll show you what I'm doing with the remaining yarn with this one. My feet, I don't know, maybe it depends on the needles that I'm using, and it depends of course on the yarn. I did a 56 stitch on both of them, and I feel like it's still too loose. I don't know. I know that the socks are supposed to have negative ease, but I don't feel that nice fit. I feel that it's quite loose, and so I'm still figuring out what's the best stitch count for my feet. I usually wear a size 6 shoe, like a US size 6 shoe, so I don't know, I'm still figuring that part out, but I think I do enjoy very much the shadow wrap heel. I have to figure out a way to close up these little gaps though. I have this is probably my first attempt. The second attempt, let's see, yeah, I'm still having these like hole issues, so I mean that's nothing that you can probably just mend with some yarn and thread, so sorry, yarn and needle. It's probably nothing difficult to do, and this is just for myself, and or maybe my daughter, I'm not sure, she's not at this size yet, but yeah, so that's it's just a simple sock pattern with the round toe. I'm enjoying the round toe very much. I used a lot of tutorials I found on YouTube by Purl Together. Yes, Purl Together. I found her videos very clear and helpful. So I'm liking this round toe. So those are the two pairs of socks that I have completed. This one will go towards the summer sock camp that's hosted by the CrazySockLady. And then the other one that I'm almost finished is the Garter Magic. Oh, I keep forgetting it because it's been so long. So it's, yeah, finally finished. This I-cord edging took forever, and the only part I'm not really sure about is the part where they have this braided, how do you say, like a ridge, but I feel like the yarns that I have here are too small, and it'll just create like a really lonely, sad braid. But maybe in a way that's okay, because I don't think I want anything too chunky, or I might just omit that part of the pattern. I've seen a lot of people on the Ravelry page, they've omitted that as well. but I'm just still undecided. I've used this actually a couple times already in the house. Sometimes my husband likes to, he doesn't blast the AC on, but like I said, if you have it on for the whole day, it just gets, the room gets quite cold. And yeah, some evenings I just have this on my shoulders and I'm just kind of knitting on my other project, despite this little thing here. And yes, I still have a lot of bits that I need to weave in, but I think I want to block it first. I think I'll do a lot of the blocking once the humidity kind of subsides. But it was a fun knit. I learned a lot of different techniques, but it's been so long that I've already forgotten. Like, I know this part is brioche, but I've already forgotten how to work that. The seat stitch I now am comfortable with. There's a lot of mistakes here, but I think I'm pretty comfortable with that. I'm comfortable more with the marling and this these eyelets, I guess you would call, and the I-cord edging. It took a long time, but yeah, it has a nice little finish to the edge there. I really like this like mint green section with like the soft colors and how it kind of fades into each other. I really like that. Yeah, I'm not too fond of these like bright neon pinks and things, but yeah, this is just for myself at home. I know my kids will be using it for sure as well. So there's that semi-finished object. Let me know what you think. Should I put the braid in? I don't know. And then what I'm working on, well, I'm actively working on a couple of pieces, and I do have some sleeping projects, but these are the two that I'm currently working on. I'm just housing it in these. This is the Traveler's Company. This must have been released several years ago, I think. But yeah, I just have the pattern in there. This is another, this one is another muscle burrow hat. And I'm using the same yarn from here, from the socks, and it's just like a soft pastel. Oh, I just like how it colored, the variegated colors work out. It's not showing up as colorful on camera, but it's such a sweet color and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I had this much left. I should probably weigh, I should have weighed it, but yeah, I thought I would make one for my daughter because this one fits my son nicely, and so I think I might just give this one to him and then I'll make another one for my daughter, and then I can always make one for myself too. Yeah, I followed along the, I think it's called the buttonhole cast on, and I don't know what I did there. I guess I didn't, my tension was way too loose because it's wide open. But I just left it as is because it's like evenly wide open all the way around. So I think it should be okay. I'm not sure. Yeah, because here too as well, it's kind of wide and open. And this one, of course, is tight because that's the end part. But if you pop the other end through, you can't really see that too much. So I think I'm going to leave it as is. It's kind of pretty in a way, eh? But yes, so this is very small and easy to carry at this moment. So I'm using this more like when if we have to go somewhere and there's long waiting times, I'll carry that with me. Oh, I forgot to share with you the crochet. This one is a totally different color palette. You can see for the summer I'm like totally into like the pastels and the soft colors, and it makes me so happy to see. But I'm gearing towards, I guess, autumn, and this color way is totally different. For personal like wearing, I wear just basic white and black and brown and beige and like grays, like very neutral colors. And so this is totally up my alley when it comes to wearable items. This is the Vertices Unite by Stephen West. This is also from the Irodori Yarn company. And I've asked her, she has a service where she kicks up the skein because for me it takes forever. And so that's when she has the middle pull. She puts a little like sticker there so that you can easily pull it from the middle. I tend to grab the outside piece, but I guess if you're doing like holding it double, it's very convenient. It's the same maker of, or same dyer for this hat as well. And I chose like an olive and like a chocolate brown color for the main, I don't know how you say that, main triangle. And at nighttime it looks very like mushed together, and it's a nice little dark tone. Here in the light you can definitely see the lines, which is nice as well. So I'm very excited. This in itself is quite big. I feel like I'm now in the decrease section, but I feel like once this piece is finished, I can even probably wear this as a shawl because it's quite long already. But I know I want to continue and create the full, of course, the full pattern. But her yarn is just very pleasant to work with, and yeah, it's already very drapey. I'm using a 3.5 again here. Sorry, I forgot to mention, this one is also 3.5, and these are the UandI unicorn ones. I don't like how the cord kind of keeps its shape like that. I mean, it doesn't bother me too much, but with the C-knit cord, it's quite thin, so it doesn't really bother me that much, and it's really flexible. It has a swivel. I don't know if you can see that, but it swivels. You can see how the needle swivels there, so it's makes it very easy to knit. And yeah, this is not as portable. I mean, it's not that big yet, but I usually just knit on it when I'm sitting down and I have some free time in the evening. I'll knit on that. And I was for a bit into the crochet granny throw, but it's on a little break right now, but I did add a couple of new lines. Okay, so here's the granny stripe throw that I'm working on. I had a bit of momentum a couple of weeks ago where I really wanted to add more lines. I'm using the yarn from a homespun house, the Patreon yarns, and I usually just do one line from her yarn and then I wait for the next month. But I've been itching and wanting to finish this for the autumn season, so I know I'm not going to make it in time if I just do one line and wait. So I'm using the Hamanaka crochet hooks that I have like double sides. I'm using it on the 4.0, and yeah, it's just fingering weight. I don't know if that's a correct, I don't know where I found that, but I knitted up, or not knit, I crochet with this size, and it worked out. Like I like this fabric and the feel of it, so I kept it at the 4. And yeah, I'm just using all the little scraps. Like this one is already from this line. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. So I was saying, yes, so I've been doing one line from her advent, and I will show a clip here. I took a clip of these ones, I think. I didn't film a video of the unbagging or unboxing. I couldn't wait. And so I'll add in a clip here somewhere sharing with you the recent 3 yarns. And so I do one line, and then I've been using some of the scraps for the scrappy socks that I finished in the other video, and then like the remaining bits I've been just, you know, here too as well. Like this is another one, probably from one of these ones, and there's this pink here as well. That's probably from this pink, and just I've been, oh yeah, and this green is probably this green here. And so it's been a nice, very scrappy project, and I am determined to hopefully have a good chunk done by autumn or winter. I really want to make one. I think my daughter's gonna use this, but this is probably too, it's a throw, so it's not really a blanket. I think if I make it into a blanket, I'm not going to really work on it. I didn't want one row to be too long. I feel myself, it's strange with knitting, I'll knit and I'll just keep knitting and knitting. It doesn't matter how long it is. But with crochet, I find myself getting a little antsy, and I'll just do like a little bit and then I'll stop. And so when I bring this in the car, I don't really work on it for long periods. I'll just knit a little, like a crochet a little bit, and then take a break, and crochet a little bit and take a break. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, so I don't think if I make it into a blanket, I feel like I will not work on it that much. But it's a nice, like a throw size, you can see, like on the lap, and it's definitely big enough for my kids as a blanket, but for an adult it's more of like a throw or like a lap blanket, I think. But with this weight, I feel it's going to be very nice and warm. So there's that current granny stripe throw that I'm working on, and I'm going to work through these little yarn balls. Yeah, these are so fun. I want to knit another, like a scrappy type of sock, but I feel like with socks I don't get to see the beautiful yarns as much because they're just on my feet, and I want to be able to have it on me. And like with shawls, you can see it, you know, it's right on your face and right below your face, and it's sitting right on your shoulders. And with these kind of lap blankets, they're kind of sitting on your lap. And with socks, I feel like they're covered, and so I might, yeah, I'm going to continue just knitting away or crocheting away. And yeah, these are just perfect for that. I was thinking of making like a magic ball, so kind of connecting these smaller items and making them into a big magic ball, but I haven't really gotten there yet. I think I'm just going to keep them as is for now. They seem to be manageable so far, except for this little edge here. Yeah, I'm just using my canvas pouch from the Superior Labor, and it's nice because it kind of sits upright and it holds its position because the canvas is harder, and so far it's manageable size. So whenever I do take it with me in the car, it's easily, I can easily just zip it up, and it's a nice compact size. So those are the things that I'm currently working on, and finished objects. I don't think my next video will have that many finished objects, but maybe I'll work on more socks for the summer sock camp kind of. I don't want to say challenge, because I feel like if it's a challenge there's this pressure, but it's really not. It's very fun. It's you know, socks are a smaller project and easier to carry around, and it's so fun to play with colors with yarn. I have so much appreciation to the dyers that make these beautiful colors, and definitely inspired by Stephen West. I'm just so glad that I got into this lovely hobby, and I can express my love for color in different ways. Of course, I like my journals. I love my journals, but sometimes I like other activities that keep my hands busy when we're watching TV and stuff like that. So yeah, those are the items for this time. I was trying my best to make a video every couple weeks, but I think it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially with this summer break and the kids. But I'll try my best to update you once in a while. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.